Hello, this is Scott Voak with another one of my neighborhood expert segments. In this episode, I'm going to interview Skip Keeley with Alert 360. I met Skip when he was recommended by a client who is involved in the home security and smart home business. And I was asking for a tip on the best company to use. And I was pointed directly to Skip and his company. So I actually employed Skip to install a system in my home, was amazingly impressed, and also kind of surprised at how little I knew about home, not just home security, but smart home technology that's out there. So I've asked Skip to join us and just kind of give us an overview of what's going on. Now, once again, I want to remind you that this episode is brought to us by Finance of America and Ken Reed, and there will be a short video after this where Ken talks about the important things to consider when you are looking at getting a loan. So let's jump into this. Skip, thank you very much for joining me. How are you today?
Oh, great. Thank you for having me.
All right. Hey, thanks for taking some time. I know you're busy. Hey, just to establish that, you're not just a fly-by-night guy who's knocking on doors, how long have you been in, and give us kind of the background of your history in the home security and smart technology business?
Sure. I entered the industry back in 1978 in Los Angeles, worked in both residential and commercial systems. The home automation business has really come into the industry in the last 10 years, starting out with, just maybe a camera here or there, and the technology wasn't very good. And in the last few years, the technology has actually changed the industry by the quality of the different things we could do and the quality of the cameras and the thermostats and all that. And the entire industry is changing as we speak more toward the home automation business.
Okay, so you've been in this business for more than 40 years. So either you've been faking it really well for 4 decades, or you kind of know your stuff. On the other hand, I'm your classic electrical engineer turned real estate agent who kind of tuned off on technology. And when I was contacting you, I was interested more of a home security system because I've got an autistic son. We have sitters and aides working with him, and I really want to keep an eye on him. We had an incident a couple years ago, and they just kind of made my wife and I we want to be able to look in and at least have them know we have the ability to look in. So I had you install the basic security system with cameras, but I learned there's a lot more out there. What is kind of available right now? What's kind of the breadth of what can be done with technology now when we're talking about creating a smart home or if there's a better word for it, technology home?
Well, again, the cameras, what you requested, real big throughout our industry. Also, the thermostats. People can regulate the thermostats in their house. They can actually set up a schedule so that the thermostat will operate, just like you would normally in the old thermostats. But this one you can do on your computer. You can change it on your smartphone. So what's happening with the home automation is you can watch everything on your phone that's happening in your house. You can turn on and off lights. Again, you can set up schedules. You can set up cameras. You can do Z-Wave technology, which allows you to operate outdoor light. We just did a home where we did an entire garden system outside for the gentleman with his smartphone. He can turn it on and off, or he can set it up and schedule. So when it gets dark, the entire backyard starts lighting up in different areas. So quite unique and very, very impressive.
Okay, well, let's assume somebody's in a situation where they've just moved into a home that already has a security system. And what is the most popular things that people add on? If hey, okay, I've got the security system, got all my windows and doors are nailed and or alarmed. What's the next thing somebody will usually look at you for? Are they just coming in for thermostats, or are they looking for something a lot more involved?
Well, the nice thing with our system that we put in, it's adaptable to almost anything else out there. So generally speaking, we will change out the brains of the system, but we don't have to. And so usually the camera is probably the number one, and the doorbell. People love that doorbell. Also the door locks. They love the door locks. So those are probably the two main things. You can pretty much count on cameras nowadays if people buy an alarm system. And I don't want to lessen the importance of the alarm system, because I know, we do all the home automation, but it's all kind of triggered by the home alarm system, which does the the main work for protecting the family and the property. One thing that I've always, and again, I've been doing this a long time, is when I talk about security, I really care more about somebody coming into a home and having somebody in the house, which I've seen many times, and having a confrontation. So with this new technology, people actually are notified, from a camera, from a doorbell, from the alarm going off, that someone's broken into their house or is around the house in the front, where the doorbell might be. And it really helps eliminate them coming into a situation that would be really bad.
Okay.
So to answer your question, is the doorbell and the door lock and the camera.
Doorbell and the door lock. Okay. And I imagine I have cases where investors are buying homes for their children, and in some cases it's a single daughter, and the ability to come into the garage, close the garage behind you is obviously nothing that's a smart home, but have the lights turn on as you enter the house so you're fully lit. Just if you're carrying groceries or books or computers, it's just got to be a lot more comforting than having to fumble for lights in the dark.
Oh, absolutely. And we actually have something called geofencing that is also part of the smart technology, where they can drive up, the garage door will open up, they pull in the garage, they hit the garage door closer that's connected to the alarm system. The garage door goes down, because when you're in your garage, you really want to make sure that nobody follows you into the garage when you're lowering the door.
Right.
So you get in the car, you turn off the alarm system for car, grab your groceries, you walk in the house, the lights are on, and much safer atmosphere. And I think about, a lot of my friends are nurses, and I think a lot about them coming home late at night because they have such different shifts, and being able to protect them that way.
Okay. Now let's look at ballpark pricing, because I know you and I've talked before, and we've kind of scratched the surface. There's a lot of different things that could be done, controlling blinds, controlling lights, controlling sprinklers. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. But let's start ballpark. Let's say I'm moving into a home where there's a existing alarm system that probably hasn't been used in a while. What if I want to get that up and running, and then apply some of this basic smart home technology? What kind of cost am I looking for? And it's, let's say, the small end where my home's 2,500 square feet, all the way up to where maybe I'm at a 6,000 square feet. What am I looking at cost-wise?
Well, if we come in and just take over the existing alarm system, we can do that for we have a program called Switch and Save, and that's only $19.95. And what you'll be able to do is just turn on and off the existing alarm system that's in the house. If you want to go to the technology side of it, you're looking at about $44.95 to start. That's us putting in a new panel and a single camera, and then we go all the way up to $55 a month to have a complete package where you've got your doorbell, you've got your door lock, you've got a camera, all sorts of technology going along with that system. So there are people that pay more than that. If they want everything, they can get that up into the high 60s. But most people, we're right around $54 to $60, and that's with full, automation.
Okay. Now, question: is that that's $50 a month? But what does it cost me to have you come in and change out my locks and add the doorbell? What's the startup cost?
Well, about $149 at the top end. Now, here's the nice thing that this company does, Alert 360 does, that a lot of other companies don't do. We offer you the option. So let's say we have a product. Let's say you want to add 2 devices that cost $100. We can either have you pay the $100 and keep your monitoring at a low rate, or you can put very little down and have a little bit higher on your monitoring. For instance, the door contact is only $1.50 a month. So
okay,
we can work with everybody in their budget.
Okay, so this is
another thing, Scott, that's real important. People can start with a basic system, maybe just one camera, and with this technology that we have, they can add on as the years go by.
Right, which is what you and I are talking about in my house. We just basically
Correct.
took over the old system, added a couple more cameras, and now we'll start as we're finding holes, where things I want to see, we'll start adding more equipment. Okay. How do people get a hold of you if they want to? What's a good email address for you?
The best email for me is skip.keeley@alert360.com.
Hey, Skip, thanks a lot for joining me today. I learned a lot just when you were installing a system in my house, and I really think with the technology you have and the low cost, a lot of people should be taking advantage of this. So thanks for taking the time and joining me today.
You bet, Scott. Thanks a lot for having me.
All right, everybody, thank you for listening, and be sure to stay tuned for a short clip from Ken Reed on things that you need to be aware of when you are looking to get a home loan. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Welcome back. I'm Scott Voak, and I'm here with Ken Reed, Sales Manager for Finance of America, and he's graciously agreed to come on and give us some tips on mortgages. Ken, how you doing?
I'm great, Scott. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're on board. Here we go. Let's start, because this is going to be the first of several videos I hope we do. Let's start with the basics. First-time home buyers, what are, say, 3 most important things that you're looking for from a new buyer when they're going to buy a house and looking for a loan?
The 3 most important things that lenders are going to look at are credit,
Okay.
income, and assets.
And assets. Okay.